Lesson 23, multiplying and dividing mixed numbers. So I'm just going to put a couple of stars here. We're going to list the steps. So if you have mixed numbers and you're asked to multiply or divide, you want to write as an improper fraction. That's the first step, is to take each of those mixed numbers, change them to improper fractions. And then step 2, you want to go ahead and do your multiplying or dividing, whatever's asked. And step 3, you're going to change the answer back to a mixed number if needed. And then the last step is reduce if possible. So here's an example. If we were asked to multiply 2 1/3 times 1 1/2. So we just follow the steps. The first step is to change them both into improper fractions. So we have 6 plus 1, 7/3 times 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, 3/2. We can cancel the 3's. They each go to a 1. We get 7/2. And as a mixed number, that is 2.5. No, 3.5. Okay. Another example with dividing. Say we have 1 2/3 divided by 2.5. Take the first step, change them both into improper fractions, and we have 3 plus 2, 5/3, divided by 4 plus 1 is 5/2. We can keep it, change it, flip it, or we can do our new daddy method, where we do 5 times 2 is 10, put it in the numerator. 3 times 5 is 15, put that in the denominator, then reduce, divide them both by 5, and you get 2/3. We're going to do an example of a word problem. We have 3 columns. Well, that's not going to work. How can I say this? We might have to draw a picture. So we'll say 3 rows spaced 6 3/4 inches apart. There is 8 feet of space for rows. How many rows can be planted? So this is like a garden plot where you have rows that are spaced 6 3/4 inches apart, but you have 3 of them. They're kind of side by side, so it's almost like 3 columns side by side, kind of like, so it looks like this. So it has but then we talk about each row this way has to be spaced 6 3/4 inches. So we have 8 feet total, and in between each of these you only have 6 3/4 inches. So we just want to know how many can be planted. So we want to know how many of these 6 3/4 inches can go into 8 feet. The problem is in the first sentence it talks about inches, and the second one is talking about feet. So we have to get them so they're in the same measure. So we can change 8 feet into inches by doing a unit multiplier. Feet will have to go in the denominator, inches will go in the numerator. There's 12 inches in 1 foot. Cancel the labels of feet, and we could do 8 times 12, which is 96 inches. And we want to know how many 6 3/4 are in 96. So we're going to take 96 and divide it by 6 3/4. And we change 6 3/4 into an improper fraction, and we get 24 plus 3, 27/4. Then this time let's do the keep it, change it, flip it. So we have 96 over 1 times 4 divided by 27. 3 goes into both, well, let's see, does 9? No. 12? No. 3. So we'll just do 3 goes into both of these numbers. 3 goes into 27 9 times. 3 goes into 96 32 times. Can't reduce any more. So we'll do 32 times 4, which is 128, divided by 9. We make that into an improper fraction. And it goes, let's see, 128 divided by 9. I'm going to do that over here. Those 1s, 9, subtract 38. That is 4 times 36. There's going to be a little bit of room left over, but we can really only get 14 rows in that space. And that's the end of the lesson.